Hello, so you're a beginner and you want to learn how to do a really cool back bend. They look really impressive, but maybe you just want to get better back flexibility or shoulder flexibility, or you just want to know how to do those really impressive back bends with the legs straight up, also known in yoga as wheel pose. Today I'm going to walk you through the very simple steps on how to go from not being able to do it at all to being a pro, hopefully. Hey, I'm Alex. So you want to do a back bend. So here are the things you need to know first of all. Doing a back bend is not actually about back flexibility. No, it's actually about having really strong legs and, you guessed it, a strong core. When you're doing a back bend, it's really important to not use the lower back as the pivotal part of the movement, because the lower back is the most bendy, yes, but it's also the most unstable. So you need to learn how to protect your lower back. So I'm going to show you how. So first of all, what you want to do is work on your shoulder flexibility. So the shoulder's normal posture, I guess, with most of us these days, we're like Mr. Burns over our computers, texting. So what you need to do is learn to flatten that middle upper back. And to do that, you can simply come down onto your back and place like a pillow or a block under the top of the middle back and lying over it. You can also do fish pose, which is basically lying, propping yourself up on your elbows and coming back onto the top of the head. So what that's doing is that's creating the expansion between the shoulder blades into that nice open chest. So that's another thing to remember too, is that when you're doing a back bend, you are leading with the chest up, shoulders back, and the next thing is your hip flexors and your quads. They are pivotal in a back bend because they are what's going to basically be your strength and your, counterbalance in pulling you back up or stopping you from falling backwards completely. The front of the legs is like are the hip flexors. And you also use your glutes as well, and they are like your anchor, is the word I'm looking for, anchor. So stepping you through from the easiest step up into the advanced. So first of all, we're going to come down onto our backs and we're going to do a simple bridge. This is where you would start, if you've never done it before, on your back, and you're pushing up with your glutes pushing down through your arms, and just focus on using the legs and the glutes because that's your strength, that's your foundation, and hollowing out that chest. So you're pushing up with the chest as well. It's a little bit hard to breathe, and you're going to notice that in a back bend. It's not the easiest way to breathe. So once you're used to that and really using the strength of your glutes, your hamstrings, and even pushing through your feet, then you can come up onto your knees into what's called Camel Pose in yoga. Your glute muscles are clenched and contracted, so are your quads, and you're going to bring your hands to your lower back, pressing your elbows backwards as well, and you're going to lead with the chest, not the lower back, but the chest, and coming back. So you're pushing through the pelvis and coming back. And it's starting to look a bit like a back bend. So once you're used to that, then you can move on to, so back on your back, hands down, and this might be a little bit uncomfortable for some people with sore wrists, but you're going to push your elbows back and you're going to get used to pushing up onto the top of the head. And so this is where you're going to finish again in your back bend. Okay, once you're on the top of your head, then you can push up. Oh, I've got my hair. Push up onto your hands. And this is where you're going to end up in your back bend. So getting used to being in this position is really important, because if this is really uncomfortable for you, then you've got a little bit of work to do before being able to go from standing into your back bend. So getting out of it, you just simply tuck your chin into your chest and roll back down and give your wrists a bit of a stretch. So then once you've mastered that, and that feels okay for you and your back, you're getting used to using your legs as your anchor, as your core foundation in this, not your lower back. Then you can practice coming to the wall. Okay, have you found yourself a wall? I found myself a good one here. So walls are great for helping you feel a bit more comfortable with your back bends and using it as a support. So you want to get your legs in a position which, which is close enough to the wall that you're not so far away that you can't reach it with your hands, but you're not too close so you bump your head. And then once you're here, you're going to make sure that your feet are parallel, not turning out or in, because as soon as your feet turn out or in, you're going to put unwanted compression on your lower back. So feet forward, and I'm just bobbing down just for the sake so that you can see me in the frame here. And you're going to remember to breathe, pushing through your feet and pushing through your pelvis. And head back, find your wall, and then you're simply going to walk down the wall, breathing, and walk back up. And repeat that until you get to the point where you can comfortably go almost to the ground, or go all to the ground, but focus on doing it nice and slowly, and be aware of how your body's feeling. If you feel any tinges of discomfort, then come back up, because it just means that you've got to work on your core strength and your quad strength and your hip flexors as well. Maybe you need a bit more flexibility. Okay, so once you've mastered the wall and you're feeling confident to do it on your own, come to the top of your mat, and the best thing, or the best way that I've found to do it, is to do the limbo. And you're simply going to run your hand down the back of your leg, pushing forward with the pelvis, breathing, and bending the legs, bending, till you come to about here. If this is still feeling good for you, then tilt the head back, get the hands ready. Now, you should be able to stay here and not fall, because that means that you've got good core strength. Then you're simply going to come pushing back into your back bend. And that's it, you're back down. Now, if you want to come back up, make sure you're again pushing through those feet. Push, and come back up. That's really hard. Now, I don't recommend doing that until you've got really good core strength and really good leg strength, because you can hurt yourself. And as you can see, that wasn't that graceful on my behalf. Then you can have fun with getting that leg up. So we're going to come back again. I'm going to get a wide stance, feet forward, doing the limbo, abs tight, butt tight, pushing the pelvis forward, breathing, don't forget to breathe, very important, coming back, pushing back into my back bend. Then I'm going to bring my feet together, and
Then you're going to concentrate on bringing one foot off the ground. And once you're at that point, then you can straighten. Now, this is really going to be a mark of your hamstring flexibility, because you can see my leg's not completely straight up in the air yet. I'm working on it. So you're pushing through your feet, through your pelvis, and your hands, most importantly. And then coming back down to get out of it, pushing that chin into chest, and back down. That is a workout. And just like that, you look like a pro at your next yoga class, gym class, in front of your friends. Do it at the beach. So how did you get on? Did any of these little tips help you understand how to do a back bend safely? If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and share it with anyone else who you think this video might help too. I'm Alex, this is Fits and Giggles.